Hi students, good morning. Have a nice day. So in this video, today we are going to see about the book bag topic in page number 66 from prose 2. Okay, that is idioms and phrases. Okay, so listen to the book first of all. Idioms and phrases. So definitely you are going to get 1 or 2 marks from this. So listen properly. Idioms are groups of words put together as a unit with a particular meaning. The meaning of the word is not literal. For example, if one says that the cat is out of the bag, then it does not literally mean the cat is out of the bag, but it has a figurative meaning, which means the secret is out. That's why the meaning of idioms cannot be assumed based on the individual meaning of the words, but by studying the word as a unit. Okay. So, இப்போ நான் படித்ததுலேருந்து உங்களுக்கு ஒன்றுமே புரிஞ்சிருக்காதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் definitely. Let me explain you. So listen, idiom. A group of words that have a meaning that is different from the individual words in a group. Okay. First of all, idiom nale, it is a group of words. It is not a single word. It is a group of words. Okay. A group of words that have a meaning. So that group of words will have a meaning that is different from the individual words in a group. Okay, so அந்த group of wordsக்கு whole-ஆ ஒரு meaning இருக்கும். That meaning will be different from the individual words in the group. Okay, அதுவே அந்த groupல individual words பார்த்தோன்னா அதோட meaning different-ஆ இருக்கும். பட் அதையே group-ஆ form பண்ணும்போது the meaning will be different. Okay, so this is one of the simplest explanation of idiom. You can see to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so the meaning of to see. Okay, what is the meaning of to see? You know what is the meaning of to see? Okay, பார்க்கிறது. The light. You know what is the meaning of light? You know what is the meaning of at the end? Okay, you know what is the meaning of at the end of the tunnel. அதுக்கும் ஒரு different meaning இருக்கு. So all this four has a different meaning. Okay, all this four has a different meaning. Okay, but listen. Now listen. We are wholly, totally, we have joined those words. To see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so here, நம்ம whole. So to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So இது நம்ம full sentence-ஆ பார்க்கும்போது the meaning is different. Okay. So what is the meaning to see the light at the end of the tunnel? அப்படின்னா அந்த tunnel-ஓட end-ல ஒரு light-ஐ பார்க்க முடியும். Okay, that is the meaning. Now listen, this is an idiom. Okay. So the meaning of this idiom is goodness, happiness, completion that will be at the end of hardship. Okay, ஒரு டிஃபிகல்ட்டான ஒரு டாஸ்க்கை முடிக்கும்போது இருக்கிற ஒரு happiness. At the end of a really difficult time, things are finally starting to look up for you. Things are starting to look good and happy for you. Okay, so this is the meaning of this idiom. இது idiomatic meaning. This is idiomatic meaning. Okay, so ஃப்ரேஸில் இருக்கிற மீனிங் வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும் அது ஆக்சுவல் மீனிங் ஆஃப் த வேர்ட்ஸ். இடியமில் இட் வில் கிவ் ஃபிகரேட்டிவ் மீனிங். ஃபிகரேட்டிவ் மீனிங் அப்படின்னா என்னென்னு ஐ வில் டெல் யூ. ஓகே, ஸோ இஃப் யூ see the word separately, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, the meaning is different. இது ஃபுல்லாக கம்பைன் ஆகும்போது we are getting this figurative meaning. So you may have a doubt, miss, to see the light at the end of the tunnel அப்படின்னா இந்த டனலோட எண்டில் நம்மளால் ஒரு லைட்டை பார்க்க முடியுது ஆர் ஒரு லைட் வெளிச்சத்தை பார்க்க முடியுது. அதுதான மீனிங். இங்கே என்ன குட்னஸ், ஹாப்பினஸ், கம்ப்ளீஷன் அப்படிலாம் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஓகே, ஐ வில் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் யூ. Now you might have got the idea what is mean by idiom. So idioms are group of words. So we have seen idioms are group of words put together as a unit with a particular meaning. Okay, adukku oru meaning it will be there. The meaning of the word is not literal, but adoda meaning eppadi irukadu, it will not be literal, but it has a figurative meaning. Now you should know what is mean by literal meaning and what is mean by figurative meaning. Okay, so literal meaning அப்படினா, okay, for example last classல நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், synonym test எழுதுனோம். ஸோ அதில் இருக்க வேர்ட்ஸோட மீனிங் தெரியலனா நம்ம என்ன பண்ணியிருப்போம், ஓகே, ஸோ we will be searching in a dictionary இல்லையா. ஸோ அதுதான் என்னது லிட்ரல் மீனிங், அந்த வேர்டோட ஆக்சுவல் மீனிங். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இங்கே வாயேஜ் அப்படின்னா இருக்குன்னா என்ன, இட் இஸ் அ sailing in the sea, it is an expedition, sailing in the sea. complete அப்படின்னா கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணுறது, டேக்னா எடுக்கிறது, crewனா a group of members. so this is the literal meaning of a word, that is the actual meaning of the word that we can even google it, we can search in a dictionary. okay, so we'll be getting the literal meaning. so what is the figurative meaning is, so think of the poem. okay, so can you search a meaning for a line from the poem in a dictionary? போயமில் இருக்க ஒரு லைனுக்கு உங்களால் டிக்ஷனரியில் மீனிங் சர்ச் பண்ணி கேன் யூ ஃபைண்ட் இட்? நோ, டெஃபினெட்லி இட் இஸ் நாட் பாசிபிள். வை? பிகாஸ் ஆல் த போயம்ஸ் கிவ் அ figurative meaning. okay, simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, onomatopoeia, alliteration, assonance, anaphora, epithet, okay, etc., etc., etc. okay, so all the poems will give a figurative meaning. okay, so that is called as figurative meaning. literal meaning means actual meaning, figurative means a meaning with an imagination, that is figurative meaning. so for example, my bed is full of thorns. okay, my bed is full of thorns. thornsனா என்னன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். so what is mean by thorns? முள். okay, so my bed is full of thorns அப்படின்னா என் பெட் ஃபுல்லாக முள் இருக்கு. is it the meaning? no. so ஒரு போயமில் ப்ரோஸில் நம்ம இப்படி ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ் பார்க்குறோம் அப்படின்னா the meaning is bed is completely filled with thorns, பெட் ஃபுல்லாக முள்ளாக இருக்குது. okay, but அதுவே if we are seeing in the poem my bed is full of thorns அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு லைனை போயமில் பார்க்குறோம் அப்படின்னா what is the meaning? my life is with full of difficulties, that is the meaning. so this is figurative meaning. my bed is full of thorns means my life is with full of difficulties. okay, so the meaning is here not literal, this is not the actual meaning இல்லையா. ஆக்சுவல் மீனிங் என்ன, பெட்டு ஃபுல்லாக முள் இருக்குங்கிறது. பட் வாட் இஸ் த figurative meaning? my life is filled completely with many difficulties, that is the figurative meaning. so this is the difference between literal meaning and figurative meaning. literal meaning means actual meaning, we can find the meaning of the words in a dictionary, but figurative meanings, it means it is an imaginative meaning which could be found mostly in the poems. okay, so this is the difference between literal meaning and figurative meaning. so what meaning does an idiom give? so idioms always gives the figurative meaning. the meaning will not be literal, instead the meaning will be figurative. okay, now listen. for example, so the meaning of the word is not literal. for example, if one says that the cat is out of the bag, then it does. if one says that the cat is out of the bag, then it does not literally mean the cat is out of the bag. okay, so you should be very clear what is the difference between literal meaning and figurative meaning. right, so if someone is telling the cat is out of the bag அப்படின்னா what is the literal meaning? பேக்ல இருந்து cat வெளியில் வந்துருச்சு. But in an idiom, இதுவே idiom இருந்ததுன்னா it will not give that meaning. But instead, what is the figurative meaning is the secret is out. Secret leak ஆயிடுச்சு. இது வரைக்கும் maintain பண்ண secret is out. It is leaked. Okay, that is the figurative meaning. So this is literal meaning and this is figurative meaning. So what does an idiom give? Idiom always gives a figurative meaning, right? That's why the meaning of idioms cannot be assumed based on the individual meaning of the words, but by studying the word as a unit. So அதனால தான் என்ன பண்ண முடியாது, we cannot assume means guess. Okay, so we cannot guess the meaning of the idiom by separate words, individual words. அதனால தான் individual words வச்சு we cannot identify the meaning of the idiom. So only if we are seeing it wholly we can find the meaning, and that's what we have seen in that example. So now look at this example, you can understand. So in the example, if we are seeing separately, the meaning cannot be assumed of the idiom, but instead if we are seeing that wholly, what is the idiomatic meaning? To see the light at the end of the tunnel அப்படின்னா, ஸோ ஆக்சுவலாக அந்த மீனிங்கை தாண்டி அதுக்குள்ளே ஒரு டெப்த்தில் போனோம்னா அங்கே idiomatic meaning will be there. Okay, generally imagine that you are going in a very dark forest. You are walking in a dark forest. ஒரு dark forest வழியாக போயிட்டுருக்கோம். Okay, we cannot see any village or any sense of life anywhere in the village. Everywhere it is dark. சடனாக நம்ம நடந்து போயிட்டே இருக்கும்போது if we are seeing a bright thing in some place, in some distance, கொஞ்சம் தூரத்தில் ஒரு brightness அங்கே தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா, so what will be our feeling? Will be very happy, isn't it or not? So அது ஒரு மீனிங்கை தாண்டி அதுக்கு அடுத்த ஒரு டெப்த் மீனிங், ஒரு டீப்பர் மீனிங்க்கு போனோம்னா that is the idiomatic meaning. Okay, so to see the light at the end of the tunnel means the goodness, happiness, completion that will be at the end of the hardship. ஒரு டஃப்பான ஒரு ஒர்க்கை முடிக்கும்போது there will be an happiness, there will be a happiness, right? So that when at the end of the really difficult time things are starting to look good and happy for you. Okay, so these are all the idiomatic meaning for this idiom. Okay, I hope every one of you have understood. Now look at the example. Lalita takes a late night walk in the beach. See, first of all, சும்மா வீடியோ பார்க்கணும்னு பார்க்கக்கூடாது. You have to understand the meaning of the words, understand the meaning of the sentence. Then only you can simply should not listen like prose and supplementary, right? Lalita takes a late night walk in the beach once in a blue moon. Okay, Lalita takes a late night walk in the beach once in a blue moon. So in the above sentence, once in a blue moon is an idiom which means an event that happens rarely. எப்பயாவது நடக்கிற ஒரு incident. Okay, so what is that incident? Lalita walks late night in the beach very rarely. ரொம்ப ரேராக தான், எப்பயாவது ஒரு டைம் she'll be going for a walk in the late night in the beach. So moon will be always in blue color. Okay, blue means you know what is the color of the moon? It is a bluish white தெரியும் இல்லையா? That's why they are telling it as a blue moon. Okay, look at the next example. The women cricketers were on the ball in their last over for the match. Right, the women cricketers were on the ball in their last over of the match. ஸோ அப்படின்னா என்ன மீனிங்? பால் மேலே ஏறி உட்காந்துக்கிட்டாங்களா விமன் கிரிக்கெட்டர்ஸ்லாம்? லாஸ்ட் ஓவர் அப்போ எல்லோரும் பால் கீழே வச்சு மேலே உட்காந்துட்டாங்களா? நோ, தட் இஸ் லிட்ரல் மீனிங். ஸோ ஹியர் ஆன் த பால் இஸ் you may have a doubt now, மிஸ் இது இடியமா ஃப்ரேஸான்னு எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது? ஓகே, ஸோ நீங்கள் லிட்ரல் மீனிங் அப்ளை பண்ணிவிட்டு அதோட சென்டென்ஸோட மீனிங் ப்ராப்பராக வரல அப்படின்னா, ஸோ தேர் இட் இஸ் நாட் அ ஃப்ரேஸ், ஹியர் இட் இஸ் அன் இடியம். பிகாஸ் யாருமே பால் மேலே ஏறி உட்காந்துக்க மாட்டோம் மேட்சோட லாஸ்ட் ஓவர் அப்போ, isn't it or not? So in the above sentence, on the wall is an idiom which means when someone understands the situations well. Okay, what is the meaning of the idiom on the ball? When someone understands the situations well. Okay, so and the match oda the last over அப்படிங்கிறதுனால everyone is very clear how they have to play. Okay, so this is idiom. Okay, this is the idiomatic meaning. Let me give you some other example. See, for example, have a change of your heart. Okay, have a change of your heart. Have a change of your heart. Okay, so have a change of your heart அப்படினா நம்மளோட heart remove பண்ணிட்டு வேற heart change பண்ணிக்கிறதா? No. So what is the idiomatic meaning is change your mind. Okay, so change your mind. Have a change in your mind or change your mind for something. That is the idiomatic meaning. Okay, so now I think everyone is clear about what is mean by idiom. So the one thing you have to be clear is idiom will give a figurative meaning. It will never give a literal meaning. Okay, next one, phrase. So a phrase on the other hand is a small group of words put together as a conceptual unit. It does not take a figurative meaning. The meaning of the word is literal. It can be long or short, but it does not include the subject-verb pairing necessary to make a class. For example, looking stunning, to live and breathe, comfortable bed. Okay, now listen. A phrase on the other hand. So a phrase is a small group of words put together as a conceptual unit, some meaningful unit. It does not take a figurative meaning. Okay, it takes a literal meaning. So idiom and phrase are an opposite. So idiom takes figurative meaning and phrase takes the literal meaning. It can be long or short. Which can be, a phrase can be long or short. Okay, a phrase can be long or short, but it does not include the subject verb pairing. So anga enna irukadu, subject verb agreement irukadu. Already I told you what is mean by subject verb agreement. So what is subject verb agreement? When subject is singular, the verb is also should be singular. Okay, when the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. Okay, this is the agreement between, there should be proper usage of the tense. So this is the agreement between subject and the verb. Okay, so phrase will not have a subject verb pairing necessary to make a class. You know what is mean by class already, we have seen it. Okay, so subject verb pairing proper irundha, what will happen? It will become a class. So there will not be proper subject verb pairing in a phrase. For example, okay, so what is phrase? It will give literal meaning. It will not have subject verb pairing. It is a group of words. That group may be long or short. That is phrase, right? For example, looking stunning, to live and breathe, comfortable bed. So these are all group of words. So looking stunning, அப்படினா அப்படி ஷாக் ஆகி நின்னு பார்க்கிறது, looking stunned. Okay, to live and breathe, comfortable bed. So these are groups of words. These are phrases which gives some meaning, right? Next, see, look at the example. Next week, Prashant has planned to visit the countryside. In the above sentence, to visit the countryside is a phrase with the conceptual meaning of going on a visit to the countryside. So countryside ஒரு visit போறாங்க. Prashant has planned. So it is the plan of Prashant to have a visit to the countryside. So the meaning is literal. A group of words which is giving a literal meaning. Okay, so there is no subject verb pairing in that group of words. Yeah? Why? Because if there is subject verb pairing, then it will become a clause, right? The child hid under the stairs when the mother called her for a bath. In the above sentence, under the stairs is a phrase. Okay, so it is a group of words. It is giving the literal meaning. What literal meaning? The child is hiding under the steps when his mother is calling for a bath. Okay, and there is no subject verb pairing. So it is also an example for phrase. So we can say many example for phrase: in between, in the middle of, in accordance with, in spite of, despite of, instead of. Okay, on account of. So likewise we can say many examples for phrase. Next one, a phrasal verb. Okay, so what is the difference between a phrasal verb and a phrase? Can you say any difference between a phrasal verb and a verb and a phrasal verb? Okay, so inga phrasal verb nu irukku illaya. So what is the difference between a verb and a phrasal verb? Okay, verb means, for example, let us take a verb, grow. This is a verb. Every one of us knows that this is a verb, and you know what is the meaning of grow. Okay, next one, phrasal verb. Phrasal verb. So take a phrasal verb. Take a phrasal verb, grow up. Okay, grow up. This is a phrasal verb. So what is the meaning of grow up is to become an adult. Okay, valandu periyavangalagirathu, to become an adult. So the meaning of grow and grow up is different. Grow means all the plants will grow, animals will grow, human beings will grow, all the living beings will grow. Grow up means growing and becoming an adult in the future. That is grow up. So this is the difference between verb and a phrasal verb. So as a verb, the word will give a different meaning, and as a phrasal verb, the meaning will be entirely different. So verb oda meaning kandupidikkiradhu, it is easy. Okay, it is easy to find the meaning of a verb. Instead, it is not easy to find the meaning of a phrasal verb. Are you clear? This is the difference between verb and a phrasal verb. Now listen. A phrasal verb is an idiomatic phrase consisting of a verb and another element, typically an adverb or a preposition or both, the meaning of which is different from the meaning of its separate parts. For example, see to or a combination of both, such as look down on. Okay, I'll explain you. A verbal phrase is an idiomatic, a phrasal verb is an idiomatic phrase. Adinadu, a phrasal verb is an idiomatic phrase. Okay, listen. So phrasal verb na how it will be, there will be a group of words irukum. Compound words will be there. There will be group of words. More than one word will be there. Okay, so phrasal verbs are group of words, that is more than one word will be there. How that comes is, that is combining, that comes from combining a verb with an adverb or preposition. ஒரு verb ஒரு adverb கூடயோ ஒரு preposition கூடயோ combine பண்ணா we will get a phrasal verb. So the resulting compound word is sometimes idiomatic. அது எப்படி இருக்கும், அதோட meaning will be sometimes idiomatic. For example, its meaning idiomatic na எப்படி இருக்கும், we cannot derive its meaning from the dictionary. அதோட meaning எப்படி போய்டும், figurative போய்டும். Is it or not? So listen. A phrasal verb is an idiomatic phrase consisting of a verb and another element, typically an adverb. அது என்னவா இருக்கலாம், verb கூட adverb இருக்கலாம், preposition may be there or both may be there sometimes, the meaning of which is different from the meaning of its separate parts. So இப்பதான் நம்ம பார்த்தோம் how the meaning will be different from its separate parts. So we have seen the example, grow, grow up. Okay, run out. It is a phrasal verb. The meaning of run is different and the meaning of the phrasal verb run out is different. Okay, put off. Okay, put off is also a phrasal verb. Put off. Okay, the meaning of put is different. The meaning of off is different. Put na enadhu onna vaikkirathu. That is put. But put off means extinguish. The fire department tried to put off the fire. Okay, that is the meaning of put off. So, the meaning will be different. So, in this example, put off. Okay, so in this example, put off. Put is a verb. Is it or not? Okay. So, a phrasal verb. So, it may be an adverb or a preposition or both, the meaning of which is different from the meaning of its separate parts. For example, see to. Okay, so listen here. So in this example, see is a verb. Okay, see is a verb. What is to? To is a preposition or a combination of both. Okay, so look is a verb. Down and on is a preposition, right? So look at this example, look down on. So here look is a verb. Okay, so what is down? Down can be used as an adverb or preposition, and on can also be used as an adverb or preposition. Okay, so what is a phrasal verb is? A phrasal verb is a verb. Okay, so a phrasal verb is basically a verb which will be followed by a adverb or a preposition or sometimes both. Okay, one it will be followed by adverb or preposition, like in the example see to, or it will be followed both by the adverb and the preposition, like in the example look down on. Okay, understand? Now look at the example. The crew ran out of water and food before they could complete their expedition. Okay, the crew ran out of water. In the above sentence, ran out is a phrasal verb. So, in this sentence, ran out is a phrasal verb which means to use completely. Okay, so they were ran out of water. Okay, and food before they could complete their expedition. Look at the second example. The police personnel instructed the mob to go away from the place during the strike. In the above sentence, go away is a phrasal verb which means to leave from the place. So in the above sentence, go away is a phrasal verb which means to leave from the place. Okay, so here in the first example, ran out. So in the first example, ran out. Ran is a, what is ran? Ran is a verb. So what is out? Out is a, out can be used as adverb in some sentence and as a preposition in some places. Okay, so it may be either an adverb or a preposition. So the verb ran is followed by a adverb or a preposition. So it is a phrasal verb. So in this sentence, go away, go is a verb. You all know very well that go is a verb. Away can be used as a adverb in some place, an adverb in some place, and in some place it can be used as a preposition. So anyhow the verb is followed by an either an adverb or a preposition. Likewise here also the verb ran is followed by either a verb or a preposition, and in some sentences we can see It is followed by both as in the example look down on. Can you understand? So this is the phrasal verb. Now listen. Pick out the idioms and phrases from the box and write them in the blanks equivalent to their meanings. One is done for you. So competent. So the meaning is, so on the ball is an idiom. Its meaning is competent. Okay, so likewise you can fill the remaining things. You can do yourself. Do it carefully. Identify which one is idiom and which one is phrase and fill properly. Next, read the given sentences carefully and fill in with appropriate phrasal verbs. Choose them from the help box. So you can choose from the box and you can write it yourself. Okay. Next one is, read the given passage carefully and fill in the blanks with the suitable phrasal verbs from the help box. Okay. So listen, here also you can see there are many phrasal verbs given. Burn off. So burn is a verb. Off is maybe an adverb or a preposition. Keep is a verb. Up is a preposition. Build is a verb. Up is a preposition. Tire, verb. Warm, up, verb. Put, verb. Work, verb. Stretch, verb. So everything is, first one is verb and it is all followed by a preposition or an adverb. Is it or not? So this is the phrasal verb. So it will be followed, so a verb will be followed by an adverb, either an adverb or a preposition. So for passage you can find in the end of your book, you can find a passage. So read it and then fill this box. So for G also listening, there will be a passage in the end of your lesson. You can read it and you can fill it. Okay. So in today's class we have seen what is idiom, what is a phrase and what is mean by phrasal verb. So the simple thing if we have to sum up is, idiom is a group of word, phrase is also a group of word. Okay. So idiom will give figurative meaning. Okay. The meaning will be figurative. So what is phrase? Phrase is also a group of words. The meaning will be literal and it will not have subject verb pairing. Yena subject verb pairing irundadna it will become a clause. Understand? So if you have to differentiate between idiom and phrase, idioms it gives figurative meaning, phrase gives literal meaning. So this is the main difference between the idiom and the phrase. Okay. So next we have seen phrasal verb, and you know what is the difference between a verb and a phrasal verb. So the meaning of a verb and a phrasal verb is different. You know lot of verbs, is it or not? So we know lot of verbs, but what is a phrasal verb is when an adjective or an adverb or a preposition is added to the end of a verb, then it becomes a phrasal verb. And the meaning of the phrase and the phrasal verb differs. So both will not give the same meaning. So the meaning of the phrase and the phrasal verb will be different. Likewise, idioms also, when it is seen as a whole sentence or a whole unit, the meaning is different, and when it is splitted off, the meaning is different. Okay. So this is what we have seen in the today's class: idioms, phrases and phrasal verb. So understand the difference between these three and realize it, and watch the video carefully so that you can have a very better understanding. Okay. I hope every one of you have understood today's class. Complete all the book bag exercises what I have given you. Okay. So meet you in the next class. Thank you.